Okay, hang on.
Should be this one. Hmm. Yep. Okay.
You live?
Yep, I'm alive. I didn't see my that go.
No, not yet.
Go to my channel and then go to the live section.
Yeah, that's where I am, and it says there's a video live, but when I go into it, there's nothing comes up.
Okay.
But it says working with Wayne with CDA Delta app.
Okay.
Is that it?
Refresh your website.
All right. I'll pop into it now then, will I?
And then it was my fault. I did it and then I forgot to check to see if the latency was low.
Ah, okay. Ah, I got you now.
Okay, got it? Okay. So,
Yeah. See what you had up there now. I can get that up, but when I put that up, it tells me to go and sign up for with Dave or something like that into Discord.
okay, so
You
um,
continue on. You continue on. I know this. This I can get this far.
okay, so here, I'll sign out and then I'll. So you got this login with Discord thing right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you log in. So now Coach Dave wants to have access to your Discord account. Blah blah blah.
All right. Yeah. I'm always signed in. Of
Okay.
course. That's just
But you have
maybe
to
maybe.
you have to give um you have to give this Coach Dave access to your Discord.
Every time.
No, just when you sign up.
All right. I thought I did that already.
Just
Okay. So and yeah, I never got that far. Well, I don't think I did, but I did actually get uh I got a couple of setups for the Porsche
mm-hmm.
going around. Where was it? This is so long ago now. Kailami.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple of. It's very strange. It kind of. Well, maybe it was me. I don't know. But when I looked in the game, it had dry laps and wet laps. Does it give you all that automatically, or can you just pick what
Yes.
you need?
Well, no.
Okay.
Here. There you go. Where was I last? I was at. Nuremberg. Let's try some actions.
I won't need my glasses anymore.
Yeah. Okay. So. So when you. Let me see.
How did the race go in Watkins Glen? Did you do it well? Oh my God! Did I say the wrong thing?
No. The other two drivers did very well. I did the last two stints, and I was pretty crappy. It was partly because I wasn't used to the new tire model. This is my list of excuses.
Oh, I know. I have them all off in my head. I don't have a list anymore. It's all automatic.
The list of excuses is new tire model, Watkins Glen at night. I wasn't.
Oh my God.
I wasn't familiar, and
Yeah.
and so the car felt loose, and I was, when you're trying too hard, you have to start actually thinking about what you're doing instead of just, intuitively doing it. It was just, I wasn't my normal self. So, we finished better than we thought we were going to, but, I think there was about 40 cars, or something close to that.
Wow. Yeah.
And I think highest we were up like a 19th, and I think we ended up in 20th.
That's brilliant.
High 20s. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, 6 hours was it?
No,
Four?
4.5 hours.
Oh, 4.5. Right. Okay.
Okay, so let's pick something else in this. It's my old track. Burn. So you can. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna have this up, and I'm also gonna have. Cut out. This up. Okay, so right now Delta has to be running. Okay, so
Yeah.
and you have to select the ACC instead of iRacing. Okay, so it's Delta's connected, listening to ACC sessions, blah blah blah. Start session.
Yeah. And when they're all ticked, then I should be okay, is it?
Yeah.
When all these green ticked, yeah. Oh, and you have to be at the track as well. Ah, yes.
Yep. So,
okay.
So you can see that the temperature here is air temperature is 27. The track is 31. So they made it. Made 27, 31. Setups installed. Okay, so now you can go and load your setups, and then you have multiple here. Now here, give me a second here.
I thought you picked them from the Delta and brought them over to the game, but they automatically go into the game already.
Yep. So.
Ah.
So, this is qualifying. So 27, 23 CVA 3, which is the current version.
Yeah.
Qualifying.
All right.
Dry number 1. Qualifying fast. Dry number 2. Race. Dry number 1. And if there's multiple, then they'll be like dry 2, dry 3. Sometimes they make extra ones for slightly different styles of car.
Okay.
Or driving. So this is race wet. So here's race fast, dry 2.
Yeah.
And then race safe, dry 2.
Right.
Sometimes there'll be like multiple wets also, like wet heavy. It just matters.
Oh yeah.
It matters what they've made. So it's not always the same, but there will always be a qualifying fast, a race fast, and a wet.
Okay.
Sometimes this is race safe, but what I used to do in the previous tire model, I always used the qualifying fast.
For everything.
LFM races also because
Right.
I use so much traction control. Um,
Yeah.
the it being oversteery doesn't really affect me, but it
Right.
also makes it a little bit less of wing, so a little bit more speed on the straights.
Yeah. Yeah.
I find that I'm a little my pace compared to the good guys, or you know, is a little bit better if I use the qualifying, and then
Right.
adjust the traction control and the brake bias, and also for me, take a look at when you pick one of these, look at your tire pressures because tire pressure is supposed to be between 26 and 27 now. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
and um, it seems like I don't drive in the simulator as aggressive as they drive because the front tires are always like a half a
Uh,
pound to a full pound um, low.
I found that as well.
So
But I didn't find it with this now. I just found that I couldn't get them near 7, and they were starting at 6.1, and they were not getting near 7. And
yeah,
I was going, I mustn't be driving it hard enough. I think you have to drive it hard, really hard.
right.
Yeah, you have to really scrub the tires.
Yeah, that's how I drive.
It's just that we're not good enough, Todd. That's just the basic way.
Well,
we,
the funny thing is, I over scrub the tires in real
oh,
life.
that's easy to do, but it'd be great to over stress them for the whole race. But we only do it for 2 or 3 corners, and then they're gone, and we're not used to it. Then you see,
Yeah,
I think.
but that's how I really like the yeah, I'm gonna get out of this so I don't have the guy talking behind my ear.
You what now?
Oh, it's the announcer at the racetrack is playing in my ear, and so
Oh,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
having to over talk him. Um, but I I have found that for myself, um, I like understanding how vehicle dynamics, but I don't enjoy engineering. You know, doing the adjustments and everything. I rather just work on myself than fiddling with the knobs of the car.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I would enjoy it if I knew what I was doing. But if you don't know what you're doing, you can't enjoy it. That's my feeling to it, anyway.
yeah, so
I mean, you really know the ins and outs of a car, really, to be able to tune it or know that kind of thing. I think.
right, yeah. It it's just I do this to it, the whole motorsports thing to me is to balance the hospital stress, and
Oh yeah,
so I I, I try to minimize the amount of frustration
yeah,
and maximize the um, in the moment enjoyment kind of thing.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
playing with the car at the it. Have you ever gone snow skiing or snowboarding or?
I have gone cross country skiing, and I will never do it again. I can tell you.
Okay,
It's
well,
like getting off a horse for 3 days.
yeah,
Very stiff.
yeah. Well, okay, so snow skiing or snowboarding
Yeah.
is kind of like you're moving through a medium of snow and you're kind of feeling at how it's moving underneath you and you're kind of
You have control. You have full control of it.
well you do and you don't. It's kind of like you just kind of floating and you're kind of going with emotions and dancing,
Right.
as you say.
Right.
And I find the same thing with car driving. You know, when you get the car going, it's on the everybody says on the limit, but basically you get to the point where you're getting close to the the limit of the traction,
Right.
you start playing with the car. You start moving it around, and it's responding to your inputs and that kind of stuff. I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's it. I find that that's one of the things that COVID-19 taught me is before COVID-19 I had hobbies, and after COVID-19 I have wellness activities, and the big difference between them is a hobby is an interest, something you know it interests
Yeah.
you doing, but you're not like trying to maximize the return. You might like
Exactly.
it's just something you like doing. Where a
Exactly. Yeah.
where a wellness activity is, okay, you are trying to improve your mental health, or you're trying to balance stress, or you're trying to have a positive effect on your
Right.
and so with COVID-19 I had to figure out, okay, what gives me that feeling in the shortest amount of time and easiest logistically. And so that's where I thought doing music, playing guitar or synthesizer kind of did it, but it was more of a hobby where it's an interest, but it doesn't really give me the return. Where
Yeah.
where motorsports, either in the simulator or in real life, gives me that return.
Yeah.
In a very short amount of time. Now,
Yeah.
once you buy all the equipment for simulator, you bet if you spent all the money you need to spend, everything's almost free. Almost.
Almost.
But in real life, it's like you buy all the stuff to do it in real life, but then you have expendables, brake pads,
Yeah.
tires, gas,
It's the constant money you spend on that, really.
Yeah, it's a little. I'm trying. It's funny. I went from a very very grippy autocross style tire that I was using on the track, which felt great, but they wore out fast, to the tire that everybody uses for club racing endurances, which is a Hankook RS4, and
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be. My presumption was it wasn't going to feel as good, and it was going to be a lot slower because it's a harder race compound, rubber compound. It's kind of like the difference between a soft and a hard Formula One tire.
Yeah.
And to my surprise, the RS4s were just almost as fast, maybe like half a second to a second slower in a from like a 1 minute. Let's see here, 1 minute. I was doing 1 minute 54s with the autocross tires, and now I'm doing 1 minute 55s or 56s. But the feeling is about the same. But the funny thing is, I was out and a guy brought his brand new Porsche 911 GT3 touring. Yeah. So there's a lot of people with a lot of money around here. Not me, but
Right.
but,
Yeah.
but this guy knew how to drive, and like he used to have a GT4 Cayman.
Lovely. Yeah.
And he says, "Oh yeah, I gave that to my son." It's like, oh wow. Can you give me a GT4? I'll be happy to take it off your hands.
I don't want this GT4 anymore. I think I'll give it to my son.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
It's nice to have it.
yeah, but so we were doing a little bit of lead foul, and the funny thing is, he had been away from the track for like 2-3 years, and so he's like, I'm just gonna drive easy and relearn the car or learn the car and relearn the track, and so
Yeah.
I was driving at like 9/10, and I would shoot way in front of him during the turns because he wasn't pushing his car. And then, then on the straights, he would catch up because he has so much more power than I. But
But it's a nice track. You can't really crash. There's there's good dry off.
runoff,
Kind of
there's
runoffs. Yeah.
there is in
Yeah.
each
That's
in,
not. That's nice.
in each lap there's one corner exit that you have to be concerned about, and that's the one that's where you go on the straight with the pit
Oh,
wall.
the last corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's always,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's always the last corner of the lap. You just want to
Yeah.
make sure you have the car.
Not towards the wall.
Well, yeah, it's more. You have to approach that corner and have the car settled. You don't want to be. You don't want to be sliding when you're trying
Yeah.
coming out of that corner, because then you don't know exactly what the car's going to do.
But the pit wall is so thin as well. You're just coming at the thinness of the wall, so you can't really see it. So
Yeah, but
it's dangerous.
But anyways, so I'll post the laps from today on my channel if you want to see what you might be able to see the GT4 or
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
he was honestly the GT3, but it's a beautiful car. It was you know what, British Racing Green. You know,
Oh,
that-
lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, so Porsche 911 GT3, the touring doesn't have the wings, so it looks like a classic Porsche. But
Oh.
British Racing Green with it was the forged wheels, so the spokes are really, really thin, and they're kind of, I wouldn't say bronzy, but more yellowish bronze. And
There's single toggle wheels, are they? Single bolt wheels or something.
yeah, the single nut wheels and the
Yeah.
it was a very tasteful, beautiful car.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
But
Even the Cayman is beautiful as well.
yeah, if one of the things that my wife was like, we basically the Miata does, it's basically a race car from the factory. I mean, the suspension
Yeah.
as well and everything, and then but my wife wanted something with 4 doors that she could also go on the track with me. So we got her a BMW, and she loves the BMW. It's a BMW M340i. So it's
Right.
So it's got the it was a B58 engine, the 6-cylinder. So it has a lot of power like an M3, but it doesn't have it looks like a normal car, not not obnoxious like the current M3s. But she loves the car, and so she's hesitant about taking it on the track because she doesn't want to wear it down or anything like that. It's like, honey, this car, we bought the cooling package and set it up the car.
Part of the racetrack.
Yeah, it's built for the racetrack, so
It can do both. They're a perfect car.
yeah.
They're always on the Nürburgring. They love driving those on the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
Or should I say everyone has one?
Yeah, it's Miatas, BMWs, and Porsches.
Yeah.
The funny thing is,
Although the new...
the local Mercedes dealership is also an AMG dealership, and they have a whole fleet of AMG cars at the racetrack. And
Oh, nice.
and so I was there was an AMG that they were doing an instruction, and so the guy that they were instructing knew what he was doing. He was pretty fast, but I was catching up to him. I was
What? You were catching up with him in the Miata.
Yeah, and
Wow.
I lapped him, and then they went in, and I think the instructor went into the driver's seat because it got a little bit faster, and then I had to come in because I was running out of gas. I went to
Right.
so the Miata at speed on the racetrack gets 10 miles to the gallon,
Wow.
and which I'm actually kind of impressed because because you're at full throttle all the time, Just, you
What's the
get-
lap time? What's the length of the track?
Um, let me see.
3 kilometers?
Give me a second. I'll look. Here, I'll show you on this on the.
Yeah, I'd say it's about 4. What are you doing? 150 something or was it? That was it. 154.
Yeah, I think 154 is.
4 kilometers or something like that.
Um,
Oh yeah, there's a fair bit of runoff, all right.
yeah. 3.83 kilometers,
All right. Yeah.
and let's see here. So there's a
Is that a go kart in the middle?
yeah, that's go-kart track, and then
All right.
the only turns you have to really, if you're going clockwise or counterclockwise, I come down this long straight, I brake straight through this corner right here. I go brake,
Yeah.
set up my turn, get on the gas here, and make sure the car is settled. So when I
Yeah.
come, because this right here is a concrete, that you can see the tire wall, and it's concrete. And
All right.
then if you're going the other way, clockwise, you go around this big carousel, and this is
Wow.
the pent entrance is the inside lane, and so you're coming around this, and then there's like a very slight curving that separates the two. So you go
Okay.
outside the curving, and then you really, because I have to go actually look at my data. I don't know how much I don't think I brake. I think I go through the same. I'd have to go look at data because I could say I don't brake,
Okay.
but I really do brake. I don't know, but you have to make sure that the car is settled going. There's a little curbing here, and
Right.
don't hit that curbing because you can see the tire wall, and then there's concrete.
Oh,
So right
yeah.
here you gotta make sure the whole track is completely flat except for see
there's a small hump there.
there's
Yeah.
a small hump here, so you brake straight, you turn in, you go over the hump, and then you brake hard, so you can make this radius.
Yeah.
And then you can make this. They call this the keyhole. It's basically just a small radius.
Yeah.
But anyways,
There's a lot of those. There's a lot of those in the track.
yeah,
Various sizes. Yeah.
yeah. It's they rent lots of people rent this track out for testing.
Yeah, right.
Because they have a constant radius. They have a double apex here. You have basically a bus stop chicane here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have a small radius, and then you have a little hump that sometimes it matters. I mean, if you had a really stiff car or it's something it can't handle, this hump would unsettle it because you're basically going. You have some lateral G's as you're going cresting over this hump, so if you didn't have any suspension movement, it would get set.
Wow.
And then this right here is basically just a long straight, and then another kind of double apex kind of thing here.
Yeah. It looks like a good track.
Yeah, it's
It is a fast track, is it? What?
Yeah.
They're long straights anyway.
The the cars with power will do it in like 1 minute 40 something,
Yeah.
45 something like that. Where I I'm my cornering speed is just fine. I'm doing um well here. Give me a second here. Let me go get the data. I'll be right back. Okay, are you still there?
Are you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait a second here.
I'm having some new experience when I tighten up. Remember we were doing we were talking about the Delta and all that in Motec.
Mm-hmm.
And hello,
Yeah, I'm
can you
here.
hear?
Yes, I can hear you.
And I tightened my brake up to the highest it'll go, and I haven't raced so good in all my life ever. It's just great. I can't believe the change it made the pedals.
Good.
Unbelievable, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's working out for you.
It blew me away.
My theory is you're better at modulating pressure than you are modulating position.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Yeah.
um, let's see. This. No, I gotta make a new track.
Oh, you got the video going again as well.
Yeah.
Aren't you saying you had to go out and buy a very expensive camera to do this? Did you go out and buy it?
No, yeah, no, I found it a while ago.
All right.
The here.
Wow.
So if you go look at the Nissan in ACC,
Yeah.
this right here is the display they use. So this is a Motec dash display and data logger. Now,
Right.
if you took the screen away and the lights, then you get this one. Okay, and this is the data logger that I have.
Right.
And I took this. There's 6 signals that you really want to do at least driver analysis. That's lat and long acceleration, or G,
Yeah.
steering, brake, gas, and then wheel speeds. So,
Yeah. That does all that, does it?
so yeah, so the speed. Remember, I was talking about this is all the wheel speeds.
Yeah.
Okay, so it uses wheel speeds and gets the corrected speed. So this is yellow speed, purple is RPM, and then both here and here the cyan, the light blue is lateral G's. The medium blue is actual steering angle. So here's the carousel, okay?
Yeah.
And you can see, let me get here, give me a second. I got to sync the video. This is going to take a little bit because I have lots of video on our computer. Does it pretty quick, but it still takes a little bit of time. But anyways, since while that's doing its thing, so that's a dialoger, and the lat and long G's comes from inside there because it has a really good sensor.
Yeah.
But everything else comes from the car. There's no modifications to the car. It just comes from the CAN bus that's stock to the car. But to get video,
The old Reeboks.
yeah. So
Oh, very nice.
so it has these little tiny lipstick cameras. I have them mounted. Both of them are mounted behind the rear mirror. One's kind of pointing to me, and one's pointed forward. So one's
Right.
pointed at me, so I can see what my inputs are, and where I'm looking, and that kind of stuff. And the other one is pointed straight. Okay, now this should be. Now let's see if this.
Very good, yeah.
Okay, it's still. Let me reopen this. Okay. 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 You can see where the dot is. I'm actually at the bus stop, but the video is not synced, so now I have to adjust it.
Oh. Oh, that's how you adjust it, right?
Okay, give me a second here. I've talked to the people that why should I have to readjust this? It should be automatic, but okay, come on. Where? Let me try a different lap.
That's strange that it's not automatic.
Well, see this blue line right here? This vertical one?
Yeah.
And there's every minute there's a blue line. That's a beacon that goes from the data logger to the video recorder to say, okay, this is the timestamp, this is the timestamp, this is the timestamp. So with these timestamps, then the video can be synced to the data, and that's why you need the expensive camera. So it'll actually will talk between the two. But
yeah.
What is?
But is it because you're stretching out that now that the timing is going off a bit? Maybe. If you brought that all back into sync, would it go back to normal?
Where?
That looks about right.
No, it's off.
I don't know, still off.
But it's not. My theory is, see, Motec makes their own cameras, and so, but they haven't updated them in a very, very, very long time. They're standard definition. And so Race Logic kind of backward engineered a way that they can work, but they're not syncing correctly, and you always have to do this adjustment. But let me just
Okay.
once I get it all synced up, then okay.
It must be very hard to sync.
No, it's not.
Oh, is it not?
I'll show you how I do it. Okay, so now I'm too far ahead.
Is that the Porsche?
No, that's the AMG.
Ah, okay. It looks small for an AMG.
It's the small one. It's maybe.
All right, it's not the big one.
Oh no, it's not the GT3 AMG.
Ah,
No,
okay.
no, I'm talking about streetcar AMGs.
Okay.
There was one here, let's say 3 weeks ago.
They are amazing.
An actual GT3 AMG. They were they were just doing some testing and beating in brakes. I was like, okay.
Yeah, lovely. What a beautiful car.
Yeah.
Although I think I prefer the BMW. The new MG3 of those.
Yeah. Okay, so I have to go back. I think I went forward when I should have gone back. It's not like it's out of sync for like 1 second. Okay, so now I'm too far back. Okay.
Looks like you're in the wrong corner altogether.
Now this is the correct straight, but
Oh yeah.
I want to get close, and then what I do is I sync the steering inputs to the video. I'm getting close.
Oh, very good. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you're seeing behind the scenes kind of thing. Minus 500. I literally just took it off the laptop and. Okay, so where am I now? Too far. Okay. I'm doing too much correction. So now I'm doing 1/4 of a second. Now, come again. Should be further along.
It's a fast corner.
It's
You
actually.
wouldn't want to be hitting the curb on that corner now.
Well,
That could do you a little bit damage.
I'll show you a funny. While the instructor was driving,
Yeah.
I went straight up one of these curbs. I'll show it to you. It's funny.
Oh my God.
Luckily, I had.
That surely knocked the alignment out of the car.
No, I have a lot of. It's a stock suspension, so there's a lot of movement.
Oh, you did it. I thought he did.
No, I did it.
Ah, all right.
Let me see here. Maybe I took it. Okay, so. Oh. So it's positive. Okay, let's try something. Usually, you only have to do this once for a complete data set.
Oh, you don't have to do it every time you go in.
No, just when you.
Oh, that's
It's kind of like. Okay, where? I'm too far back. Just do 0. Where is 0?
It's just the video that's not synced. Everything else is synced, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just
Like
the
the,
video.
like the, yeah.
It's just not. You know, it's one of those things that once you're doing it in front of someone, it's harder.
Yeah, of course it is.
Why aren't you going forward more? It's not adjusting. That's the issue. So let's cancel this and let's move. Oh yeah, that's not. I left my data logger running, just running. You know.
Yeah. At the what do you mean, on the side of the track or something?
No, this is just me driving on the street.
Oh. What's all the yellow there?
It's just like hours of recording.
Turning corners, 90 degrees.
Okay. This is where I want. Okay, so that's where I want the video to be. And that's gonna be. I'm doing it the other way. I'm moving the video. And then I'll ship the data.
Have you got a separate video controller?
No.
No.
So say I'm coming to watch the video. So I'm coming up to the bus stop chicane. Okay. Now steering wheel's going to the right. Now to the left, and it's zeroed. Okay.
Right.
See where the cursor line, the yellow line, is at right now. It needs to be back here.
Oh.
Okay.
And what's that? A half second, is it?
So I can change. That is. Let me see here. 74.
I'd say move the video to that.
I think it's actually 10 seconds.
Wow.
So let's do 10 seconds. So 10 seconds would be that. 1,000 is 1 second, so 10,000.
Minus.
Okay, yeah, that's to be minus. Okay, there we go. Okay, so see this hump right here? That's a right turn. The blue line is.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I'm looking at.
Your steering input there now.
There, it's very close. It's within.
Yeah.
We're gonna just leave it. That's odd that it's so far out of sync, but anyways, now that here I can even get a little bit closer. Okay, so now I'm looking at the right turn. I'm looking at the video of my steering wheel. There.
I'd say the start finish line would probably be the best place to sync up all this. I don't know.
But I can't see.
Stop.
I can't see the stops. I don't have a beacon.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
I mean, I do have a beacon in a way. It's a GPS beacon, but I don't trust GPSs.
Oh well, yeah, there will be a delay, and that's where the probably 10 seconds is.
But let's see here. So that is about a second. So let's. See if this thing is 9,000. It's on the other side now, so it's 9,500. Okay, that's pretty much dead nuts now. You can see, here I'll go back. Watch the steering wheel. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's doing a right turn. It's going back right
You get a
there.
lot of braking going into there.
Yeah, there's a lot of braking. So
Yeah.
I brake on this long straight. I shift down.
Okay.
I shift it from. I'm shifting from fourth to third, and then I get here. Let me. Okay, so you can watch the video. You can watch also the red dot, and but you can also watch the actual
Yeah.
data. But it's easiest is to. I'll go forward. Go back. So I'm going down the straight. There's the 300 feet board. There's a 200-foot board.
Yeah.
Okay, and coming up to the 100-foot board, and I get pretty close to full braking right here. Just what I'm trying to do during this brake right here is brake straight,
Yeah.
brake enough that I can bring the RPM down so I can downshift.
Right.
So the whole purpose of right here is to brake to bring the RPM down, downshift into third, and when I get off the clutch, now the RPMs are back up to so red line is 7,500, 7,500. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
So during the long straight, I'm at 6,500. I brake to bring the RPMs down, downshift to third, release the clutch. So now I got engine braking,
Yeah.
but I don't want to over rev the engine either. So I have to get. So now the RPMs are at 7,000, and I'm doing the corner entry. So now you notice I'm not on the brakes here. I'm just modulating the throttle
Yeah.
and doing the corner entry. So I'm doing the corner entry here. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
now I'm coming up to where it's straight, and you also see the braking zone, it's the dark spot right there.
Ah, yes.
and get on the brakes, bleed them off, and then rotate the car into the corner. Now, let's see here.
Does the car tend to snap when you turn left there then?
No, it slides around here.
Ah, okay.
Code channel.
Have you ever seen that track in a video game? I'd love to have a drive of it. It looks fairly good.
No, I've never seen it in a video game.
Alright. Houston, isn't it?
Yeah. MSR, Motorsports Resort, Houston.
Okay, I'll have a look out.
Okay, so yeah, we have too much being shown here. Okay, so just like how ACC, this now the GG line is colored by brake pressure. So the warmer
yeah.
the warmer the color, the more brake. So you're going from a left turn braking into a right turn. So let's see, back. Let's go. Okay, so if you can follow the video, you can follow the little cursor here. You also can follow the dot, and you also can follow the cursor. So everything's in sync. So right now I'm doing a left turn in lateral G, braking towards straight. So right now, right up here, even though, well, you can see how I'm kind of zeroed out with the steering wheel. That's the blue line.
Yeah.
But you can see also lateral G is zeroed.
You're getting the maximum braking as well then.
And this is where my maximum braking is at too.
Yeah.
Then you also can see my pucker factor on my face.
Yeah. Very fun.
But so I'm trying to brake in a straight line, and now I try to feed in the right turn. So you can see I'm feeding in the steering wheel. And you can also see right here, I'm feeding in the right turn.
It's a long bleed off the brakes as well, is it?
Yeah.
Are you constantly on the brake? Yeah.
Well, what I want to do is keep. So let's I'm not saying this is my best turn, but it's a representative of what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, right. Well, Todd, you must be fairly handy if you live there.
Well, this is my 15th day at the track. So, you can see that I'm doing quite a bit of lateral G.
Yeah.
But also being on the brake, trying to keep the weight on the forward tires. Because the way I look at it is, like a Formula One car, why does it handle so well? Well, because it has downforce. There's extra weight on those tires.
Yeah.
Right? But you can, with a soft suspension, by applying the brake, I can cause the weight to go on the front tire. So I'm trying to maintain maximum weight on this front right tire as I'm doing turn in. So that's why you quote unquote trail brake. Yeah. But so and so for longitudinal G, the zero line is way up here. Okay? So you can see how much lateral G's I'm doing while I'm still braking. And basically, this will, if you do full straight on braking, it'll do 1 G of negative acceleration. So I'm basically I'm basically at half the amount you can do and doing lateral G's. So I'm about half I can do negative, and I'm almost the full amount I can do lateral. And the reason this works is basically I'm standing on the left front tire. Now, look at this orange line. Okay, this orange line is a map channel. And
What is it?
it's a map channel. This is the oversteer. This is
Oh, okay, right.
okay, but the accuracy of it's very, very hard to measure oversteer because it's the amount that the car is turning, as in yawing, versus the amount that you're putting in the steering wheel. But you see how this big hump right here?
Yeah.
So when it goes over the line, you're actually doing oversteer. So let's take the cursor and move forward. Okay, so I'm going, still on the brake.
Yeah.
Still got the steering in. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I asked you, was there going to be a snap in the car, because
Yeah. So
it looks like it when you turn right left there now. It looks like it's going to snap,
yeah, it's gonna snap a little bit.
but it's not uncontrollable though. It's not.
No. That's how you adjust the speed of the snap with the roll bars and and springs. I do it with my front roll bar. So I just violently moved my steering wheel. Okay, and and now the car is going to basically spin a little bit as I'm entering this. So I wanted basically a turning right, and then I'm going to spin the car a little bit to the left.
Yeah.
And then,
Very good.
but, so what we can do here, let's do this. Now it's just going to repeat. So now watch the video and see that
Standing there.
the let me go forward a little bit. Going into the. No, that's right. But anyways, I mean, it's the question. Like, I asked the mechanic that works the track, and he's very knowledgeable of Miatas. Let's see where. this is the this is the keyhole, the small carousel.
Yeah.
Okay, now see how much I'm turning the steering wheel. I think I'm
Right.
that um I'm abusing the tire basically.
Yeah.
I should be doing this slower with less steering input.
Yeah, but it's a lot more fun, I'd say, doing that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But do you want to see? I basically overheated the tire. But so this is my next thing I'm gonna work on is I want to limit the amount that I turn the steering wheel. And so if I have to go slower by a few tenths to do that,
Yeah.
like instead of taking this line where I have the front left on the basically right at the
You can open.
I could
Yeah, you can.
I could come up here.
Yeah, open the steering wheel a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just save the tires.
Right.
Plus, you'd probably be faster as well because you're going. The car is straighter
Well,
to a certain extent. I suppose.
The radius is larger, so you can go faster for the equal amount of G. So like right now I'm doing -1G. Basically.
Is there a slight camber in that corner? There is.
No, it's flat, pretty much flat.
Looks like a camber there.
Well, let's see if the I used to have a document that showed all the cambers and whatnot.
Oh, very interesting. It's gone, is it?
Oh, I'll have to call them up and see if they can give it to me. It's basically a PDF that they have, and it shows they basically do it so the people that do professional testing and development at this track know exactly what is this an off camber turn, is this an on camber turn.
Yeah. They need to know all the levels, shouldn't they?
Yeah, and this is our skid pad. It's actually
Wow.
it's actually
Did it wet?
you can wet it also,
Very good.
but yeah, I've never actually been on that. But
An old set of tires, and off you go.
yeah, they do
That'd be good fun.
drifting. They teach drifting on this pad.
That's very good for learning to drive a car. We don't teach that at all over here. It's like the Finns. The Finns teach that as well when they're learning to drive.
Yeah, because of all the snow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I'm sure everybody gets snow. Well, I don't know about you. Yeah, you don't get snow down in Houston, do you?
no. I had a lot of snow in Minnesota.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, so
Yeah.
that's that. But I'm gonna try to. I have no heat issues with my rear tires, even though. Let's go look at what was my fastest lap. Well, here, let's do this. Actually, overlay. Actually, this is gonna get.
Psychedelic.
Well, start slower, even though I have a. This is a fast.
Ah, yeah.
This is a.
What are you doing? Putting every lap in, is it?
Yep. So. Well. Here, let me adjust it so you can actually read it to me. So what was? This is not valid. Okay.
What's that
This-
now?
The so. Actually, let's not do it that way. Let's do it this way. Okay, so here's the start, and this is sector 1 up to that point. This is sector 2 to that point, and then there's sector 3 is up here.
Oh, all right. Okay, there's sector. Yeah, I showed
Okay,
it.
so this is, well, if you look, the sector 2s, all of them except for this one, this is 34 seconds. It's impossible I did that in 34 seconds, so I'm going to take that data out.
Oh, that's strange, is it?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Okay, that looks better.
You cut across the grass, didn't you, Todd?
Oh no, I actually do have to. I have to show you two funny moments. But remember I was talking about ACC that you're trying to be consistent. So my fastest sectors are the purples. Okay.
Right.
1% slow, up to 1% slower is the yellows, and up to 2% slower is the oranges.
Right.
And so, I am personally happy with this consistency. Okay, now,
Yeah.
and I was doing. So this is 1 minute. Let me see here. 60 seconds. 120 would be 2 minutes. So this is 1 minute 55. My fastest was 1 minute 54 and a half. And then if I took these 3 sectors together, that would be a 1 minute 54 2. So, and then if you just said screw where the actual start is and just add a continuous lap, so it'd be sector 2, sector 3, and then sector 1.
Yeah.
That would be a 1 minute 54 4. So what this tells you how consistent you are. Okay, so majority of the time, well, I could say that other than these black laps, I was within.
What are black? What is the black?
Black is more than 2%.
Ah, okay, right.
So if you did 34 eighths, 8.6, or we'll say 8.7, 34 8.7 times,
Right.
102%, that would be in the black. So like this 35.6 is relatively slow. But anyways, there's not that much black here. It's mostly all yellow and orange.
Yeah,
And so I'm happy with that.
I'd say so.
But I also overheated my front tires. So now I got to go say, okay, I'm going to go a little bit slower and try not to overheat my front tires. And then be consistent with that. So can I do a 1 minute 50? Can I do this lap, 1 minute 56, consistently and not burn up my tires? That's the question. So,
Right.
but anyways, then the other thing that's really good for loading up all these laps is looking at this. So take away the. No, that wasn't the good one. What are these? See this blue line? I have to take this away.
What is that?
It's that one.
Oh, it's the black laps, is it?
It's no, it's just an invalid lap.
Oh,
It's probably me doing a cooldown lap.
Right.
I always do one lap cooldown before going into the pit.
Yeah. Put off the brakes.
Yeah. So there's another purple one that I want to get rid of. This one right here. Okay. Now, oh, there's another blue line. This one right here. Which one's that one? No, not that one. This one. Okay. Now, so my fastest lap is the reference. That's what this red dot means.
Right. Is that a red line?
And that,
No, it's green line. Green line, is it?
no, that's this reference line. This dash line. That's horizontal. Okay.
Oh, okay, right.
So now let's get rid of. I want to get rid of these bad laps. Okay, so that's that one. That's that one. That's that one. Okay. Now, there's two ways of looking at this. It's pretty obvious both ways. Well, not so obvious, but see where these lines are horizontal, like here and here. That means there's really no difference between my fastest lap and all the other laps when they're horizontal. When the line starts making bumps and waves like right here.
That's different. That's not the fast you need.
That's where I had variance. Here.
It basically tells you what part of the track you need to practice more, is it?
Yeah. So. Well, the biggest takeaway here is that's why? No. Cursor is that's why. Okay. Well, you see this line that's on top of the pile?
Yeah.
Okay. That one is going basically 69 miles an hour. And then the lowest line of the pile right here, that's going 60, it's probably 60. So there's a
Yeah.
variance of 9 miles an hour between all the laps in this one little section. And that section is right here going into the bus stop. So,
Ah.
so what if I wanted to tighten up everything? I gotta work on my technique of setting the correct speed going into this little area.
Very good.
But anyways, I mean, so that's how I let's see, let's turn this. But let's get messy. But this little section right here, how do I brake and I brake and then I'm on the gas. Let's here. Let's so if you look at the video where I brake, downshift, and then ride this corner right here, there's a big variance of speed. And so I need to work on tightening that up. 9 miles an hour is a big variance. But so that's all I don't know if I told you in nursing we have to write goals for the patient, and so the way we write them is we call it the SMART way, and so spell SMART S-M-A-R-T. So S is for specific, S is for specific, M is for measurable, A is achievable, R is relevant, and T is timely. So the way I would write this is within, let's see, measurable. So the measurement is speed. Specific is in this section of track. Measurable would be speed. Achievable would be, is it within my ability? Yes, I could drive better. Relevant is I want to tighten up the delta of this section, and timely would be within the next month. So I'd write Todd will within the next month lessen the variance down to 5 miles an hour in this corner entry, as evidenced by the speed variance, and so and goals that you kind of have to write goals that are challenging, so it's not just really easy, and it's kind of like a meaningless goal. But But also you can't write a goal that is so hard that it's going to take you a year of practice to achieve. So it's kind of, you write goals that are initially you're going to fail at, and then with practice and applying your attention to an issue or a problem, if you're focusing on it, that you can actually, it's like, okay, next time I'm on track, I'm going to concentrate on this, and then you that's the whole reason, the whole 100%, the whole reason I do data is that measurement thing. How do you, so the I look at driving as a personal improvement activity. That's my wellness activity. So Pacific is driving. We're going to skip work right now. um, achievable is, with practice, I'm going to get better. Relevant is to my mental health or whatever. It's how I balance my life. And then timely is, I'm going to spend a day doing this kind of thing. But the sticky part is measurable. How do you like if the only thing you have to measure is the complete lap time, like lap time, it's too vague. It's there's too many variables that
Yeah.
okay.
Picking out specific corners is a problem when you're doing, say, 30 laps. It's very hard to differentiate.
I wouldn't, if I was looking at, if I was going to, look at a complete lap, let me change the cursor because it's busy. If I was going to look at a complete lap and without data and trying to figure out where am I losing time, let's see. Without data, I'm looking at the red dot right here in the track. So if I was thinking where do I need to work on, I'd say it'd be from here to here. This corner, lots of things are happening, and so that'd be a corner I would intuitively think about working on, and then let's see. This is pretty consistent feeling, and this is pretty consistent feeling, and then up here it's pretty consistent. I'd say this last corner is also a place I would think I would just naturally be working on. But if we let's bring so my intuition is kind of correct. Is look up the speed variance. So if you see the red dot, we're just looking at the double apex basically here, coming in, braking hard, downshifting, and then how much speed are you taking through this corner? And you can look at all the variance. I can feel this.
And how much time? What kilometers per hour is that difference there now? Say.
Okay.
Say
let me convert it to kilometers per hour.
Doesn't look too bad now. Alright.
Okay, so the fastest was basically 74 kilometers per hour, and the slowest was 62. So there's roughly a 10 kilometer variance just going through that.
That's really strange, isn't it?
Well, it's just sometimes I'm doing, I'm not a professional driver, so.
Now here comes the excuses.
Yep. So intuitively, I would think that this is a place I would need to work on, Now, let's.
So I don't. So all the purple lines there are just are all. Oh, okay, right. I see it there. Yeah.
So I'm moving I'm moving the section that we're looking at forward here. But you can see all these lines are pretty much horizontal, so there's no change in delta here.
Right.
So between all the laps, there's nothing really to be gained. That's why, you know, the difference between drivers isn't the straights. Well, other than the Mac, I mean, you gain the most time by working on the slow sections. Um, okay, so. Okay. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this light blue line, but this is basically right before I think we're actually braking here, because we're decelerating.
Where's this now?
Here.
Will you move the red dot to where this is?
So it's the end of the straight. Okay, let
Which one?
me take away the overlay. So you see where the red dot is?
On the same corner.
Yeah, there. Let's move this back a little bit. Okay, so the fastest on this lap, the fastest I was 157 kilometers per hour. Okay. And let's go forward. Let's go
How did you make that out, Todd? Well, where does it say that?
to right here. So
I think a video's at the freezing or something, is it?
is it freezing? Here, let me
I don't know. The dot is still on the same corner what we were looking at a few minutes ago.
just a second. Are you looking at just a colored track right now? No.
I'm looking at I'm looking at the map, the line map around all the graph
Okay.
where you had the dot on the corner.
Okay, so you're not seeing any squiggly lines. You're just looking at the map, the colored map.
Oh, the squiggly lines behind the map.
Okay, I think the video needs to be restarted. It should be just the colored map with no squiggly lines.
No, I know.
Okay.
I don't think so, no.
Okay, let me reset the stream.